Hey guys, welcome back to Game with Chums Podcast. Today we got there is no Mr. Raws. He's off on a secret mission. He won't tell me what it is or anything like that. He just said, "Paul, I'm not going to come on the podcast. I don't like you anymore. We're not friends." So I said, "Fair enough." So I roped in. I went through my phone book, looked through all my contacts, asked them if they wanted to be in the podcast. No one wanted to be. So as a last resort, I reluctantly asked former chum and acquaintance of mine, Dan Bushell. Dan, how you been? What you've been playing and what you've been doing with your life since we last spoke?
Just before I get into that, just quick, you're still paying me,
yeah? Yeah. Of course, mate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You know, we agreed on the price, didn't we? What was it, like 10p or something like that?
Yeah,
That'll do.
do.
I know you're hard up, mate. I know you're hard up.
I'd take anything I can get.
I know you're paying for your stylish new apartment.
Yeah,
in a very well-to-do area, man. Like, so
yeah,
like
no, we got squatters, right? So
it's yeah, I won't say where you live or anything like that, but yeah, it's nice. Like, I'm so glad that you managed to break into someone's home and
it's gone really well. Really well.
Yeah. So yeah, what have you been playing? Anything like what have you been up to, mate?
Yeah, gaming's kind of been like a really weird thing at the moment because I'm doing when I'm not working in my free time, I'm doing a lot of it. But like the whole kind of single player thing has kind of been pushed to one side.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of online gaming.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, we'll that's actually our main topic. We'll be discussing that in a bit. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But like you say, we used to call you when we first start hanging out, Marathon Dan, because you gamed a lot, didn't you? A lot of a lot of RPGs and stuff like that. And you used to like what? Like, if you want to explain like why we called you that, like.
Yeah, basically. So I was unemployed, and I would literally not, sit there and game. I get through games incredibly quick,
like a bum.
Like
not much has changed. Like, not much has changed, really, has it? Like,
Nah. Yeah. So like, I mean, recently at the moment, I've been playing. I've got quite a lot of games on the go, really. In terms of like multiplayer, so I've been playing Hunt Showdown, which is incredible. Still playing Dead by Daylight. I've been playing Among Us every now and then. That kind of crept out, and now that's crept back in. Bit of Rocket League. And very much unlike me, actually quite a lot of FIFA, which I generally hate football.
Yeah, you're not a big football fan, are you?
I'm really not.
You like playing the game, though.
I mean, the amount of hours I put into FIFA is ridiculous. I mean, I'm playing online, and I'm actually doing quite a lot in career mode in League, which is probably one of the only single player games that I'm playing at the moment. The Spider-Man that I'm nearly at the end of.
Which Spider-Man?
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
Which it's good. It's really good. For me, it kind of feels like it could have been like a £20, £25 DLC.
Yeah, that's why I heard a lot of people say it's a good game, but it's that for the length and content, kind of feels like it was meant to be a DLC, but they sort of made it into a full game and charged full price for it. How much are PS5 games now? They're like 50 quid here in the UK.
Do you know what? I don't know. I know they vary. I mean, I know, for an example, the new FIFA is standard edition. I think it's like 70 quid, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the PS4 version and I got the free upgrade. So I had it as a present, and I kind of kept it to a side, knowing that I'll be getting PS5.
Yeah. Well, you got FIFA 21, right? Because FIFA 22 is not released yet. Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, that was I got that on sale for £9. So
nice.
Originally, when I brought it, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to play with a friend online. £9 is a cheap night. Whatever you do, it's a couple of beers.
Yeah.
And it's ended up going in my favor because I've put probably about 70 hours into. So
That's cool. Yeah, like I've been playing. To be honest, like not as many. I haven't been playing gaming as much. It's because like we run the YouTube channel. I mostly play games for that. I make videos, but I stream a lot because I do run the Twitch channel, the Game with Chums Twitch channel. So I have recently completed Mass Effect 1 again for like the sixth time. Such a good game. Such a good game. Oh yeah, just before, like the audio listeners might not be able to see, but Dan has got bad hay fever at the moment because
like mess.
Snotty mess. So if you do see his camera or audio go off, he's blowing his nose. And I said, don't worry about it. Like people don't care, they just want to see everything. But for the people on YouTube, that's why. Yeah. So yeah, I've been I started a new game save of Mass. You can carry over your saves from Mass Effect 1 to 2. I'm doing that now on Twitch. So I'm currently I've done Horizon. Do you remember that bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just did that last night, and now I've got the new recruits to go. So I've got to get like Tally and them lot. So yeah, it's I've forgotten how good the game was, man.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean,
So
I
good.
finished one not that long ago, and I thought,
Yeah.
do you know what? I do, and that's why I started Spider-Man. I thought I'm gonna break it up in between doing like the big trilogy because it becomes one game.
Yeah. It
So,
really does. Yeah. It's
yeah,
like,
I need to get back to 2.
yeah, like I pretty much jumped straight into 2 as soon as I finished 1. I wasn't going to do it. I put a Twitter poll out saying what game should I play? Resident Evil Village. Should I stream Resident Evil Village or Mass Effect 2 or something new, something different? And Mass Effect 2 won. So I just started streaming it again. And it does flow in. Do you know what I mean? It does feel like one big long game. But yeah, it's been good, man.
What a difference though from going into Mass Effect 1 to 2. Like, and I even on the remake. I mean, what a huge kind of visual difference and feel.
Yeah,
it's massive.
The combat in 2 is just shits all over number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
100%.
number 1. I love number 1. I really do. But number 1 is a bit janky with its combat. They didn't fix that in the remaster because it's just all it is just a remaster. It's not a remake or anything like that. So the combat is still quite janky on it. Enemies just run at you kamikaze style. There's no sort of tactic in it. You just sort of just shoot and just spam your powers. But with 2, it's more like a third person shooter. So yeah, but yeah, that's good, man. So moving on quickly, gaming news. What's happening in the world of gaming? I had to we never even with Rory, we always sort of look online to see what the gaming news is. And I looked before we started, and there's not much going on in the world of gaming. I mean, there's Gamescom coming up. There's the world the convention that is in Germany that's coming up this week. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably live stream some of the events like the Xbox and I think PlayStation are there as well. So I'll probably do like a watch along with that. Yeah, and I know that. Have you ever played Saints Row?
Do you know what? Funny enough, someone asked me this only the other day at work. I've dabbled. I haven't sat down and gone through as a playthrough. Like somebody said, like I'm playing it. Chuck me the controller, have a go. But I've never actually sat down and dedicated time to it. But
yeah, like I know Saints Row was like sort of like a clone of GTA. The first game was like a really serious sort of video game, and then it progressively got more and more wacky because they knew they had to differentiate themselves from GTA. So it just went crazy. I think the last game ended up in space. It was parodying Mass Effect and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just gone crazy. But now they're doing a reboot. They're rebooting the series. So that'll be something interesting.
That may give me the chance to pick it up and actually try it.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've never done it. I've dabbled, but I mean, how do you compete with games like GTA? Like, there's no point in trying.
Yeah,
It's
you don't. Even with the GTA, was it GTA 5? GTA 4? What was the last one?
GTA 5.
GTA 5, yeah, that's still
That's huge. I know
It's
so many
still,
people that play
yeah,
that, like
yeah,
especially the multiplayer. Like
yeah,
it's ridiculous, and
yeah.
that like the game's genius. Like you see so many different things.
Mm,
I saw a thing recently where what they'd done is somebody had put up screenshots over time,
mm,
and where they had an area where the DLC was coming onto the map, like you could see it changing over time. Like they had scaffolding
mm,
up, and all the billboards were changing, and you could
mhm,
see more and more of this like area being built up. And I'm like, that's
mm,
genius. Like
mm.
so clever.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
That's
yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to take the series. Are they going to, when they do the reboot, are they going to keep the wacky sort of themes, or are they going to go more serious, or are they going to be something in between? Don't know yet. So it's just we have to sort of wait and see what kind of news comes out of the development. Yeah,
I hope Wacky. Like
you're
Wacky's good.
hoping what
Like
wacky.
yeah,
You want
Wacky's
you want
good.
you want the giant dildo weapon and stuff like that they
Oh
had.
yeah, it's just nice to be able to use it in a game rather than have to
Yeah.
keep getting mine out. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, you got you got I
The old
thought that
dildo
was
button.
yeah. Dildo down. But yeah, I think it's been quite a slow week for gaming. So let's move on to the main topic, which you alluded to earlier, which is online gaming, and more specifically online gaming during the lockdown, the pandemic, how much it's grown and how much we play. Because like if to let's give a bit of background. Like obviously there was a global pandemic, so there was lockdown. No one can go out. Well, no one can go and meet friends or go to the pub or go to restaurants or anything. So that kind of left like a sort of we needed an activity, and what better activity than online gaming? I mean, we like to give some background. Like we uh we have a group of friends that we play video games with, don't we? And
Yeah.
there's quite a few new people I've not met in person but met online, and
Mm.
same with you. And it's sort of like all sort of started with was it the Among Us, which was
Among
quite a big
Us.
game, yeah. And
And hours of fun. Like literally,
mm,
it became like part of the week, didn't it? It's like every single Sunday
Sunday,
we'd make
yeah,
sure we'd meet, and
yeah,
it was huge. It's a huge
yeah,
part of the week. It
yeah,
was like,
yeah. Something to look forward to, wasn't it? Really, it's like,
I mean, I know a lot of people who were unfortunate and couldn't work from home. Obviously, they had nothing during the
mm,
pandemic.
mm-hmm,
Because I work in a hospital environment, I was still going to work.
mm,
But knowing that that was coming at the end of the week, it was amazing. It made the week. It gave you something to look forward to, and there were some times that I look back on and with great memories. It's
great
a lot of fun.
memories. Yeah,
Yeah. Even in the shitty circumstances of what COVID still is
yeah,
really, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, like you said, like playing online. I've never been like a big fan of playing online. I was never like play Call of Duty online or Halo online. I was always very much a sort of I like to play single player games on my own and not having to wear a headset and talk into a mic. Especially like it may be a bit different when you're like playing with complete strangers, but
mm,
even with friends and people like acquaintances, I never really did that. It wasn't until we started playing Among Us and with there's a group of friends. Like there was friends that we had on there. There was mutual friends, and there were people that we've spoken to for like the first time, really, wasn't it? And we
yeah,
all came together to make the best out of a bad like sort of situation and just play some
mm.
video games online. So yeah, that was what's your history with like online gaming? Do you play a lot online, or did you play before, or was you more of a single player sort of guy? Like, because I know you liked your RPGs and you obviously like Final
Yeah.
Fantasy and stuff like that.
So I think like generally like single player games is me through and through. When like sort of back in like the PlayStation 3 era, um, with like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare
Mm,
2, I spent a lot of time online gaming. And then when that kind of died off, it's like I never really dabbled in it. I'm not one for online gaming where I play with people I don't know. It doesn't catch me. But then with that being said, on the times that I have made sort of like really good friends through doing that. But especially in this last year, I mean, like online gaming has become my main source of gaming. Really, it's what I've been doing.
It's a good way to like it's a good way to interact and talk to people as well, isn't it? Like through a mutual as you can see, Dan's gone, he's blowing his schnoz. But like I said, it's like a good way of chatting and having a laugh with everyone, really, isn't it? Like
it's been huge. And it's the knock-on effect, you know. Like let's face it, people play games because it's fun and it's an escape from reality, and that's all what we play games for. But the knock-on effect, I mean, of like playing online games, like as you know, we have the WhatsApp group, the Among Us, and
that's
like,
right, yeah.
You know how that spiraled off into many different directions of like, you know, just general chat, see how people doing, checking in on people, asking for advice on set things. Huge knock-on effect.
Just making friends, really, isn't it? Like, because you've have you recently met a couple of people from the group, haven't you? I know you've I know you met one of them before. Is that the first time? Yeah, and in Dave, you like member of the group. Is that the first time you met him in person?
Yeah. So yesterday, we went to London, and we done like it's like it was like wizard themed, and you do like you get
Harry Potter. Harry Potter, was it? No,
I can't stand that little git.
What does he? What's he done to you? Why don't you like Harry Potter?
Just that's a different podcast for a different.
All right. Well, that could be for another podcast, yeah.
But yeah, no, we met yesterday. We done like this game thing where you get clues on your phone and it sends you over like local areas to where we were in London. And you have to like find who was guilty of burning down this shop. And it was great fun. And you know, I wouldn't have never done that, meeting them people, if it wasn't for playing online games.
Well, I like to say thanks for my invite, guys. You know, not only I know I've known one of them for years, and I didn't get an invite, didn't get nothing. I known you for years. Nothing for Paul. God, cheers.
What are you doing Saturday?
Well,
what are you doing this Saturday? This Saturday, are you working?
This Saturday just went.
No, this Saturday coming. What are you doing? Are you working?
No, I don't work Saturdays.
Well, we're meeting up in for a drink. So.
Oh look, they! Oh my God, I'm getting this secondhand. Oh, just because I've sort of like to be. I don't participate that much in the WhatsApp group as much as I used to. I have sort of like now that like everything's open up. I don't need these guys anymore. So yeah, but yeah, thanks guys. If Dom and Dave and the others are listening, cheers.
Hey, your invite's there, and it is made on the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But what other games did you play online? It's not just Among Us. It's been other games as well, right? So
me and Dom, we've been playing, and Nikki as well. Been playing a lot of Hunt Showdown, which is.
Oh, tell me about this. I don't know this one.
Do you know, I've seen it over the years, and I've seen people play it. Like I've got close friends, like Mike. He does like live streams and stuff of it, and it's always sort of caught my eye, and I've never really looked into it. And we was talking about it, and then literally the next day it went on sale from like something like 50 odd quid down to 20. So it's like it was meant to be. And I know it's great fun. It's great fun. It kind of reminds me of Dead by Daylight. So we played a lot of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of Dead by Daylight, but with the sense of that you got guns and.
You can actually fight back, can you?
Yeah. So like it's basically you can do solo doubles or trios, And you have to find clues to get to your target. Once you find the clues, you can take the target.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you would banish the target if you beat it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when kind of you're in danger because everyone would rush in towards you to try and take the bounty off you. And then you got to get to an evac point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very samey, but like every single game feels completely different. And the noise, it's all about noise. You can't make noise because people would hear you, and you set off different traps. And I mean, the sound design on that game is something very special. Like it's incredible, absolutely incredible.
That sounds really good. What was the name of the game?
Hunt Showdown.
Hunter Showdown. All right.
Hunt Showdown. Yeah, it's I believe it came to console in 2018.
Okay.
And it's kind of lagged a little bit because recently I've seen a lot of people picking it up and talking about it. But yeah, highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Okay. You spoke earlier like in about Dead by Daylight. You play that a lot as well with everyone.
Yeah, so that's another game. I mean, I've put in over 300 hours on that game, which for me is a huge. It's what for anyone, it's a huge amount of time. But that's been a great game, and they've just announced that Pinhead from Hellraiser is going to be the next killer, coming in November. So I think that would be a DLC.
Does Pinhead actually kill anyone though in Hellraiser? He just torments them.
Pinhead is a badass.
But like, does he actually kill? He doesn't kill anyone per se. He tortures them. Really, he doesn't really kill anyone.
But he's about to start because he's coming in November. So
and he doesn't really move as well. He just sort of stands there with the other they're not deadites, they're Cenobites. So just sort of stand there and they just like talk a lot. So what's he gonna do? Talk you to death? What I mean, he really just stands there a lot, doesn't he? Like, oh, hello. Oh, I want to tear up your flesh.
He's iconic though, like his image.
Yeah, but it's more for the look. I mean, he stands out because the way he looks. He's very, he's like you say, he's striking, he's iconic, but he doesn't kill that much. I've only, to be fair, I think I've seen like 3. I've seen Hellraiser 1 and 2, and the one where he becomes human again near the end.
So I've only ever seen the first one, which is kind of embarrassing being a huge horror fan. But
yeah. Well,
I mean,
I thought you were a horror aficionado.
I do love my horror. But there's always one that sort of slips the net, and I loved the first one. Like, brilliant film. Haven't seen it in years. Funny enough, we were talking about this only the other day because Nikki has never seen it. So I think possibly tonight, actually, we maybe will sitting down to watch the first Hellraiser. So
yeah, is she a big horror fan?
She wasn't until she met me, and then I slowly.
But just living with you though, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
it's like a horror show in itself, isn't it?
Oh, especially in the mornings.
Yeah. I mean, fucking hell. But yeah, Dead by Daylight. I've played that with you guys. I couldn't really get into it because like maybe because I was really bad at it and I just started, so I didn't really know what I was doing, and I should probably given it more of a chance. So I do remember playing it about 2 or 3 times, and it's just like the fact that as a survivor, it's really difficult. Like you got to, but if people don't know the game, you've got to sort of like find these generators, fix them. 5 generators, fix them to open up the gates to escape, right? All the while being hunted by a particular killer, and all the killers have like their own special abilities and stuff like that. So it's very challenging. And once a killer finds you, you can't really fight. You just have to run and hide. But once they find you, they grab you and then they put you on a hook. And I just remember like always getting caught, putting a hook. One of you guys would try and rescue me, and then the killer would just sort of hover around that area or something like that. And then like he would then grab, like damage one of us, then you limp and stuff like that. It's just, I found it very challenging. Maybe I should have gave it more of a chance. But there are perks and stuff that you can get to help you make less noise and give you special skills and stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I really grow fond of that game. And I think with it, I've never played a game where you could play Survivor and then you change it up and you go to Killer, and it feels like two completely different games all in one.
Mhm.
Like the design of that was really, really clever. Um, because you have that option. Am I going to play Survivor? Am I going to play
Mm,
Killer? You're not forced into it. So, I mean, you could play the whole game as Survivor only and never touch Killer.
mm.
But if you do venture into that sort of area of playing Killer, it's a completely different game, different
What do
way
you
of playing.
mm.
It's very clever.
What do you prefer, Killer or Survivor?
So being a multiplayer game, like I would normally play it obviously with friends. So
Hmm.
you can't be a killer and then you play with friends unless you've got like enough people to make a private game,
Mm,
which we have done occasionally. So
mm,
the majority of the time I played Survivor, but because I'm a little bit of a trophy hunter and a little bit of a fiend for it, I
mm,
play killer a lot in my spare time
mm.
to get the trophies. Um,
What would you say is your favorite Killer?
Sorry, I'm just saying on is your cat in the room because you've got a pair of eyes showing up out of darkness.
Yeah, that's Gigi. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very blick. Look, you can see his eyes there. He's
Yeah, I
watching me.
know.
He's looking
It's
at me
the
like,
co-
looking at him now. It's just like, just
Yeah, they are. Look at that.
yeah,
That is
you
so
can-
freaky.
talking about horror. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, he goes. He's young. Oi, look at those
Oi.
teeth. Damn. Speaking of which, we're going to go a bit off topic here, but you're thinking of maybe getting like a cat or something like that. If I could make a suggestion, get a black cat. Black cat's look, he's like a ninja. You can't see him anymore.
I
He's
know. I
still
do love
there.
that.
He's licking his balls, or his lack of balls, but he's licking something. So yeah,
The skin tag.
yeah. He's never been quite right since I took him to the vet, and they castrated him
Give him
basically.
a snip snip.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we're looking into getting a cat. We would get a rescue cat.
yeah.
But like to where we are, so like basically we just moved into a flat and we're on the ground floor. So
Mm,
it's kind of like we want to make sure we do the right research
mm,
and make sure that it's fair for the cat.
yeah, yeah,
Because if it was a case of that, we couldn't get a cat with it being unfair to the cat.
yeah,
It defeats the point of rescuing a
yeah.
cat, really, don't it? So
Yeah, he'll be like, send me back to the rescue center, please. I don't want to live with these guys anymore.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we got to be. I mean, me
mm,
personally, I'm a dog person. I grew up with dogs.
yeah.
But Nikki's always wanted the cat, and
Mm.
Nikki wins. So I promised.
Basically, that's what happens, mate. Whatever she says, it
Goes.
goes. Yeah, exactly. Could see who wears the pants in this relationship, eh?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I wear no pants.
He's literally got no pants on now. Yeah, he's doing his podcast wearing no pants, man.
Got socks
Jesus,
on.
he's got so well. That's something, you know. Thanks for that, man. Yeah, cool. But like, just go back to the topic at hand. What other games do you play online? Because I see you guys have been playing some word association games or something like that. What's this you're playing?
Yeah. So I haven't actually dabbled in this, but the guys have been playing. I think it's called Scribble.
Oh, okay.
So like it's like a drawing game. You get a clue, and like it's a race to get the word to what they're drawing. I believe.
Well,
Like I say, I haven't played it, but
yeah. What's the game that I think me, you and Roars and Nikki played? We played that game where we designed t-shirts and we come up with yeah,
Jackbox.
Jackbox. That's it.
Jackbox
Jackbox is
a lot
good,
of fun.
man.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Have you played that with the WhatsApp group?
We have, yes.
Yeah.
So we played it when we didn't quite have enough people to do a legit
Oh,
game of
oh.
Among Us.
That's the only problem with Among Us, isn't it? Like to have a decent game, you need a minimum of like I say 7 people.
Yeah, I mean we've
Yeah.
been playing with 6, and you can have a game with 6, but yeah, that's one thing. It's making sure you've got the people to play it in the right place at the right
Mm.
time. That's yeah.
I don't think we've ever played Among Us with back. I think the limit of of players has increased. So it used to be like a maximum of 10, and I think it's gone up now, hasn't it?
Yeah, 15.
15 now. Cool.
I mean, I know when we was playing it in sort of like the sort of the prime time we was playing it, I think we got a couple of nights where we had 10. But I think we averaged about 8, didn't we? Eight or 9.
8 or 9. Yeah. But what was you saying? Like, yeah, the Jackbox is fun, man. I'm surprised we haven't played that again. I do remember there's some very interesting there's some very interesting wording in some of that. We won't go into that now because this could get us like kicked off the internet.
Arrested.
yeah, but there's some interesting things on there, man, and it's really good, especially with a group of mates playing that. It's really good fun, and that's on Steam, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get on PlayStation as well.
It's on PlayStation now, is it?
But the problem with it is obviously like playing it how we play it, like you kind of need to do it on Steam so you can sort of stream it over something like Discord or.
That's right. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, there's a few games that have come out that are very similar. So we played another game called if my memory serves me right, I think it's called What the Dub. So it's like you get like an old film clip and you'd have like they cut out like this huge section and you have to say what they're saying in that clip, and everything gets voiced, so you don't read it. There's no like how you go to Google Translate, you type it and it'll speak back to you. So it's that was a good laugh. That was really funny, but again, it's one of these things that you can't really stream because
it's a bit X-rated.
Yeah.
Age rated 18 sort of. I'm not mentioning any names, Dan, but you do have a sort of your sense of humor. Your sense of humor it borders on the not on the extreme, but it's a very controversial humor, which it's all in good fun, like, but it would get you if you had a platform, it would probably get you kicked off it.
Yeah, do you know what? I put that down to some of the jobs that I've done. I've kind of needed
it's all banter, isn't it? Come on,
this is what I do. It's what I'm bad. That's what I'm bad, mate.
Yeah, and then you do have a good sense of humor. You can take a joke. You can give a joke. That's what I like. There's some people who can't take a joke and they get really annoyed, but they give it, but they can't receive it. You know what I mean? And that kind of annoys me with people. I'm like, I'm all up for people taking the piss out of myself or anything like that. But if you get it back and you get annoyed and huffy, it kind of annoys me. I don't know if that's the same with you.
Yeah, do you know what? There's and I understand how certain things could offend someone. We're all human. Me personally, you can't offend me.
I mean, I really tried, but it rides off your back. Yeah,
I've seen it, and don't get me wrong. Like some of the things like I joke about, you could say to me as a joke, and I'd find it hilarious. The second it crosses that line and somebody means it, then we're in a different ballpark because, like, a joke's meant to be funny,
Well, there's a fine line between a joke and trying to be deliberately
an arsehole.
Yeah, just basically, yeah. There's a difference, isn't it? It's like you can joke with someone and it's clearly like you're just ribbing, but being like it's just a way of saying it, and the intent behind it is like when you're trying to like hurt someone. Like,
and that's not cool. That's not cool with me. No. As you know, even when we play Among Us, like the banter has been quite strong, and like you get running jokes, and the more and more sort of like you make friends or go on, it gets a little bit more.
There's a running joke with a particular person we play Among Us with, who shall remain nameless, Phil. Whenever there's like someone dies or anything, there was one time we just kept voting him off, even though he wasn't the killer.
Just blame Phil.
Just blame Phil. And he took it. He takes it well. He knows it's all in good fun. So that's pretty. Like it's like when you have someone who can take a joke, you want to have that person around. You want to be able to meet, play more games, because like if you like what we do with him, with Phil, when we did that time when we voted him off all the time. He takes it in good stride. I mean, he could have taken it completely the wrong way. Like, obviously, him personally because you were friends with with him, so you know that he's got a good sense of humor. So
yeah, it's yeah, but again, like, this is like coming back to the whole like online game thing. It's like, it's as much as it goes into sort of like that territory of like bantering, and it's a safe space, it's that escapism. Like I was saying earlier, people play games to escape. And when you play online with friends, it's like, it's people can sit there and have a laugh and a joke, and that's a form of escapism. I think a lot of people have struggled, especially through the pandemic. People have been very active. They go out, they're very social, and it's just like, when that's taken away from you, it's like, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, like I think like gaming online has helped, especially like from people's mental health, because being isolated on your own. Like, I know some people who have been living on their own, like no family, no social bubble. But the one thing that's helped them through it was playing online with friends. That's the way to keep your sort of human interaction.
And routine's important. Like, routine's hugely important. I mean, I feel very fortunate in the fact of that I've kept up a routine through the pandemic, because, like I say, I work in a hospital environment and I go to work and I do my normal shifts. But like, even the fact, like, as an example, we played every Sunday. It's that little bit of routine. It's that little bit of something that gives you normality in your life. And don't get me wrong, I mean, like, that routine could be anything. But as long as there's like a form of routine and it helps, like, that's the greatest medicine in itself.
Yeah,
especially with mental health.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like, that's it, isn't it? It's like a routine. You got that safe space. You're going to be talking to people that, and you're going to have a good. It's like I think like we take for granted, like, friends and stuff like that, having people that we know and that we like to be around and stuff, and then we like to talk to and hang out with. We before the pandemic, we took that for what's the word I'm looking for? Advantage of that. Yeah, like, like, it's like, oh, do you want to meet up? And sometimes it's like, oh, no, it's not this time. I'm not going to meet up, because you knew you could always see them another time. But when the lockdown happened, you couldn't see anyone. You know what I mean?
You take it for granted, don't you? It's
take it for
like
granted.
It was only, was it last weekend that we went out for the first time in 18 months?
18 months.
Me,
Properly
you, and
out.
Ross, and Nikki, like, we used to go out all the time.
Time.
There was always something going on, and it's just like, it was greatly missed. I mean, I know it escalated quite quickly. And we lost a few people along the way. It was great. We haven't done that for over a year. Best part of a year and a half.
For a bit of context, like, we went to a place in London that it's like basically it's a sake brewery, isn't it? It's a place that brews their own sake. We've always wanted to go there, and last week we went big time. I think one of the mistakes we did was go there really early. We got there about midday, and then we started drinking some beers. One of us had to go home, and then we started buying bottles of sake, because that's what we were there for. We had we had highballs, but we went there to taste their sake, and Ross was like, well, let's buy a bottle of sake. So the sake wasn't cheap, man. It was quite expensive.
What was it, £50 a bottle?
£50 a bottle, man. Like, something that's brewed locally. And don't get me wrong, I understand they got business to run, and they got to, like, pay the rents and stuff like that. They need to sell this stuff, but we can get genuine, like, Japanese sake for less, like half of that of the price, and it's really good sake. So 50 quid's a lot, and what did you like? I don't think I asked you. I might have done, but I was too drunk at the time. What did you actually think of the sake? Like, did you like it?
At the time, it was okay. You know, like I
Yeah,
think by the time we actually started tasting the sake, I think we was the
quite
best
inebriated.
part.
Yeah,
Pissed, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
you can swear on on this podcast, mate. No, there's no.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't swear.
uh,
Um,
uh, no, of course not.
no, but do you know what? In terms of like sort of going forward and looking back, like I
Mm,
woke up the next day and I could still taste it.
mm.
So value for money. I mean, it carries on.
Well, we did spend a lot of bloody money there, mate. We spent a lot.
We've probably done about over 300 quid, really.
Yeah, I think I did a one that night, probably over.
Yeah,
I know. Raw said he did a bit more, but he also like had to pay a bit more for something else he done. But yeah, like it was good. Like, would you go back?
yeah,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
go back. Yeah.
It was, again, it's one of these things. It's a great thing to sort of interact with people and be
Mm.
social.
It's it's
You
not,
know,
and it's like for us, it's not too far. Like, obviously, we can catch the same train and get up there. We're on the same line now. I won't say which where, but yeah, we can all go there and I probably won't leave, or probably won't get there for 12 o'clock. I'll probably want to get there for like 2 or 3.
at least
Uh,
one.
yeah, at least one. Yeah.
My camera's froze. Let me try
Uh,
and.
yeah, for the audio listeners on Spotify, Dan's is having some technical issues with his camera. I believe you got you're using a Mac, right?
I am indeed, yeah.
So your onboard, your built-in mic cameras is a bit
Oh, it's
flaky.
they're
Yeah,
rubbish.
yeah,
They really are.
yeah.
Um, and I've got like a really good HD camera.
Well, if it was really good, it wouldn't freeze up so much, would it?
It would it really? But unfortunately,
Well,
it,
I shouldn't really say anything earlier before we started recording this podcast. My camera was it was like doing a I don't know what it was doing. It was like infected with some sort of virus or something. I don't know, flickering in and out. It looked like something from the Matrix. Yeah, I think your camera's frozen again.
oh no, that's horrific. You don't want that one.
Wow, that looks like
Yeah,
something from the bloody early 2000s, man. Like
I know.
like 120.
That's equivalent to Mass
Yeah,
Effect 1.
yeah. Well, did you speaking of Mass Effect, let's go. Did you take the grain filter off, the film grain filter? That's what gave it the grainy look. Did you
No,
know
I
about
always no, I just kept it as it was.
that?
I just I don't. It's bad. I don't really muck around with game settings a huge amount.
Oh,
The only thing I would do is put like HDR on or something like that. But generally,
mm,
I don't really go in and have a look. I just assume that the makers of these games, it will come on and it will be like the best it could be from the get go.
mm,
It's kind of a shame. I mean, I'm not very tech savvy in that point of where I know what all these things mean and do.
mm,
Um, it's something I should probably look more into.
mm.
Because I see people talk about when they got like people who play like PC gaming, especially like, and they get their monitors and they do talk about ray tracing, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, refresh rates and stuff like that.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah, I just don't get it.
Mr. Royce is very knowledgeable with these sort of things for PC gaming and stuff like that. Even though he primarily plays on console, he's very good with if you got like a tech question, it would be good to ask him because he's like a walking library.
It'd be good if he's here now,
Yeah,
especially
it
with
would
this
be. Yeah,
webcam
yeah, it's
nonsense.
bloody webcam. But like I said, he's doing a secret mission somewhere.
Oh
So
no,
so
it's the bombs.
I had to rope in former chum Dan.
I tell you what, you got your 10p's worth.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
yeah,
have
I
to
did.
go up to 15 in a minute.
Mate, I think I can stretch to 20 if you want, mate, if you're really that desperate. A
If
whole
that's the
20
case,
pence. Yeah.
you've got me till midnight.
Oh, Jesus, no. Yeah. But look, go back to the topic at hand. Like, if there were any other games that you would think would suit for online gaming that you want to try, is there anything that you got in mind that you want to try with friends?
There was a game, and do you know, for the life of me, I can't remember what it was called. It was a
Is
game
that
you sent me actually.
not the one set in the snow?
Yeah,
Oh
and it
God, yeah,
sounded like the voice chat on it sounded really interesting. The fact that
yeah,
if you walked away from someone, they wouldn't hear you.
yeah. I do remember that. I can't remember the name, but I did. Didn't I send you that on WhatsApp? So if you go back
Yeah,
far enough, you might be able to find the game I'm talking about if you go back on chat. But I do remember that being a while ago that I told you that. So we're looking about a couple of months.
yeah,
What was it? Oh, Project Winter, was that it?
quite possibly, quite
Uh,
possibly. Should I do a quick little Google on my? Let's have a little look, see if it looks familiar. Because I know, like I was saying, with the voice chat
mm,
on it, it seemed really cool that the fact that you
mm,
could walk away, and if you wasn't in distance on
mm,
the screen with other people, they couldn't hear you. It sounded
mm.
very cool. Project Winter's looking very familiar.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, your camera's gone a bit funny again, mate. So
Oh
if
yeah, it'll do that. Don't worry.
I'm going to do something quickly. I'm going to check on the on the old YouTubes and see if I can find the trailer for it. Then what I will do is screen share so everyone can see what the hell we're talking about.
I kind of feel bad I muted there. That was an almighty sneeze, and everyone missed it.
I think this is the one. It's like a sort of survival game where you hunt your friends. If that's what I'm thinking of.
Everyone gets a different job role, don't they? As well, like
Yeah.
you could be like a hunter or like a cook or.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get the trailer to come up. Okay, I got the trailer here. I think this is the game we were talking about. All right, I'm just going to screen share quickly. Ooh, no, that's loud. All right, just a sec. Where's my screen share? Uh-huh, and and here we go.
Brilliant. Let me mute myself for a moment.
Mm.
I'm not actually getting some that, Paul. I don't know if that means other people won't do, but if they do, then I apologize.
I think this is the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's the game.
that's the one, isn't it? Yeah.
I actually got no audio on that, but
Did
maybe
you
it
not
might
hear?
be worth. No,
Oh,
I didn't get no audio. It might be worth sticking a link in the description or something for people to check it out because
okay. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll stick a link in the description. People want to check out that Project Winter. I did screen share, so the audio listeners probably wouldn't be able to if there's no audio, they wouldn't be able to hear. But yeah, I'll stick a link in there, and yeah, it's something we should check out as play online and get. I mean, I think that's available on PC and other platforms, isn't it? So
yeah, I believe it was. I think when you originally shared it to myself, it was coming to console, but
console.
I don't know if it's on console Yeah, I can't remember what the date was. I'm assuming it's been long enough and it'd be on console now.
Yeah, the game was released in 2018, so I think it probably has got a console release, but no.
It's something we talk about quite a lot in general, and I've been screaming about it for years and years. But like when it comes to like playing online games with friends, like how amazing is it now that cross-platform is becoming like such a big thing on so many different games and different consoles? Like for an example, like Dead by Daylight we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Dave, he plays that on a Switch. Dom, he plays it on his Xbox, and I play it on the PS5, and Nikki would play it on the PS4. And it's just like, you know, could you imagine if we didn't have that whole cross-platform thing? Like,
yeah, and like to be fair, like it was PC and Xbox who were doing it first, obviously, because Xbox has they release games on PC. PlayStation were quite reluctant to do it. And then Xbox and Nintendo started doing crossplay, and then PlayStation sort of was like, "Well, if everyone's doing it, let's join in." But yeah, it's
the way
good.
of the future, man. It's amazing. You know, I don't think. I think like on certain types of games, like for an example, like first person shooters, like you get a PC player, they're always going to have that advantage.
Yeah.
That goes without saying, but like on a general thing, like the fact that you could have an Xbox or a Switch or a PlayStation, and I could have something different, and we can sit there and play games together. I mean, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about playing games together. It doesn't matter your preferred console, how you play it. It's the fact that you can play together, and I love that.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I think that's if we've got anything else, I haven't got any other questions. So anything else you wanna add before we wrap up the podcast?
No, I'm just glad that I've got paid 10p for this.
Yeah. I mean, like we did agree 20p a minute ago, but 10p is
I think we should meet in the middle and call it a quid.
yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not very good at maths.
Yeah. All right. You paid me £1, right?
Oh, go on.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's thank you very much. I was going to call you Mr. Raws then. Thank you very much.
For £1, you can call me whatever you want.
All right. Well, yeah. So that was that was the podcast. Yeah, online gaming, we highly recommend it. Considering I consider myself a bit of a not a shut-in, but a person who really doesn't play online games as much before the pandemic. But when the pandemic happened, I very much got into it. But is there anything else like you would like to say? Any sort of like because you don't really have a social media sort of presence, do you? You don't have any.
Nah, I don't really do Instagram or Twitter.
Anything you want to promote or anything like that?
Nah, not really. I guess the only thing I would say would be for anybody who listens and for people who don't play online games is give it a go. I've made friends through any game that I played online, whether it's been like a short-lived thing or a long-term thing. I always come out with a friend. So I promote that online gaming. Give it a go.
Yeah. I mean, before we finish, like Mr. Raws plays Final Fantasy 14 online, and he's made quite a few friends playing that.
Yeah, so, we started that together.
Yeah.
Back when that came out, we played quite a while together. I think for the first 3-4 months, we was on it solidly.
Then you had to pay for it, and then you didn't want to play anymore.
Yeah, then I thought
no, wait. I'm not paying for that. I like your odds, but I'm not paying for it. Fuck them. So, yeah. So, like, normally this would be the part where I ask Rory what he's going to be, what videos he's going to make for the channel, what plans we have. Obviously, that doesn't apply to you. So, please check out our YouTube channel, A Game with Chums, where I'll be releasing the final Battlefield 2, Battlefront 2 video, as well as the Hades video, which is part of our Exploring Game Pass series. Really good game, Hades. I would recommend that. If you haven't played it, buy it or get it on Game Pass. It's really good. And yeah, check out the our Twitch channel where I'm streaming Apex Legends and Mass Effect 2. And yeah, follow our other social medias. There'll be a link in the description. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And yeah, thank you, Dan, for agreeing to stand in for Roars at the for this podcast. I mean, we'll definitely have you back on again, mate.
Just one last shout out, because you just said it and I haven't done it. Another game I've been playing is Apex. Just got to say, because Apex is amazing.
Yeah, you like Apex Legends now?
Oh, it's amazing. I only play Arena. I ain't gonna lie. I'm too much of a wimp to go into anything else. But yeah, Apex is great.
Okay. Yeah, I am. To add on to that, I don't really play Arena. I play the Battle Royale bit, but it's good. It's got season 9 just come out. Season 9, season 10. So they got a new character out, and yeah, I sort of had a break from Apex, but yeah, I'll be getting back on that and streaming that again. So probably after this podcast. So yeah, please check it out. Game some. We
played Apex together. We should do that.
No, we haven't actually. I've played with Dom. I've even played with Dave, and he hates the game.
Oh no, that's what shocks me. I actually enjoy it, and you won't play on me.
Yeah. Online gaming, guys. Play with friends. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you again in another 2 weeks. So yeah, thank you. Bye. Say bye, Dan.
Bye.